Today we are reviewing Daban model 9913, aka IDW Optimus Prime, front of the box, back of the box. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. It is SJK here, and today we will be having a gander, having a look at the Daban Model 9913, aka IDW Optimus Prime. And I love me Optimus Prime, whether it is the Evergreen design or it is the Rescue Boss design, believe it or not, or just a flat out good anime esque stylized version. And this one is a comic book designed version, I believe. So this is a third party Optimus Prime. He is not licensed. That's why you do not have any Autobot logo, even though when I opened this bad boy up, when I received it in the mail, it did come with these cool Autobot stickers. So, go ahead and Autobot him up that way. But yes, this figure is pretty cool. Like I said, it's a stylized version of Optimus Prime based on a comic book appearance. Now, this figure is a combination of plastic and die cast. I believe the legs here are die cast. The chest here is die cast. The arms are plastic. I think the head is plastic. So it's like half and half as far as the build quality. Plastic, die cast, but you know, this actually works. Now, as far as quality plastics, now the plastic, I'm gonna go ahead and say, um, I think the plastic used in this figure is like in the middle. It's like it's not as good as the good plastic that Hasbro use. Like when Hasbro does a great job and they just knock it out of the park. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like the cheap plastic that Hasbro use like on their cheaper end figures. So it's literally like right in the middle. And in the die cast, he doesn't feel floppy. I mean, he has some flop right there, but it's just a little bit. Like he's not super floppy or flimsy. He feels very sturdy. The paint, the paint seems well applied, appropriately applied in all the right places. It doesn't look sloppy. Like it looks very good. The sculpt on this guy is just amazing. Here's hoping that Daban model will do a shattered glass version, a Nemesis version, or maybe even come out with their own trailer. Hopefully, they do more of these figures because this figure is just amazing, honestly, especially at the $20, $30 price point. I even saw sales of this guy on AliExpress going for 10, 15 bucks. So he's totally worth it, if you ask me. Now, is the figure perfect? Of course not. No figure is ever going to be perfect. So, for articulation on this bad boy, start off here at the head. It is on a ball joint, so he could look up that far, look down that far. He could do that movement. He could do that movement. He can do a full 360 because he's on a ball point, on a ball joint, I mean, right here at the shoulder. If you flip this flap up, they do get in the way. This is as far as up as it'll go. Yeah, it kind of gets in the way, but it's more of a design of the actual version of Optimus, if anything. We'll do a full 360 here at the arm. Right here, this will do a full 360 at the bicep, the elbow. We'll move that far. There's no articulation in the wrist, it's just static. And it moves a little bit like that, but that's because of the transformation. Now, as far as the waist, there's that, if you want to call that an ab crunch. It's not really an ab crunch, so you really can't do that unless you wanted to snap and cheat and use that joint that's more for the transformation. Then you could cheat an ab crunch like that. As far as the waist can move like that. It can move like that. I want to say it could do a full 360 at the waist, but mine is assembled so tight that I'm afraid to do a full 360. I'm afraid it'll break something. It does have these flaps, kind of like a skirt, and they move up just a tidge, just a smidge. As you can see, they move up like that. So he'll kick up that far up, that far back, and man, the joints on this feel real good and they feel real tight. Almost to the point where I feel like it's gonna break, but it won't. And of course, if you can do a full 360 here at the thigh, the knee will bend like that. And then you could do splits. And this guy can do the Van Damme pose. So that's pretty cool. As far as the ankles, there's no pivot here. Oh, there is a pivot. Just mine's assembled so hard that the first time it's going to feel like there's none. But yes, there is a pivot here, but it does not move up or down. But this does move, and this is supposed to be for the transformation, for it to tuck in there. So it does move like that. So articulation is okay for this figure. It's actually pretty good. I think the articulation is really, really good. Mine is super tight in a lot of places to the point where I'm afraid of breaking or snapping something. Okay, and then as far as accessories, he only comes with the Ion Blaster. Optimus Prime's iconic Ion Blaster. And it is well detailed. It's pretty cool. It's super light. This definitely feels like a cheaper plastic than something you would get from Hasbro. Definitely feels like that plastic they use on model kits, but but not entirely super cheap. So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't feel as good as Hasbro quality, but at the same time, doesn't feel cheap at all at the same time. Kind of weird thing to say. Definitely could use more paint apps on here, but you could always do that yourself. Okay, for size comparisons, here we have them with the Siege Optimus Prime. And here we have them with Studio Series 38 Bumblebee Optimus Prime. And as you can see, he is not quite Voyager scale, but he's also seems to be taller than a deluxe. Okay, so transformation isn't really too tricky. It transforms in what 19 steps, but the problem is the instructions um, clearly show you how to transform this guy into robot mode. But the problem is when he comes in package, he doesn't come packaged in his truck mode. He comes packaged in his robot mode. So you got to do this backwards. It's 19 steps and it's not really hard, but I will keep it 100 with you and I will let you know that I did break mine during transforming him, which did suck. And I did have to order another um, one of these figures for review purposes. Now, this is my first one. This part of the transformation was incredibly tricky, as you could see that stress mark. This whole joint right here is very finicky. And as you can see, it moves like that. And that's fine. Like, you gotta fiddle with it, you gotta fight with it to get in place. But the problem is that the plastic that they're using isn't strong enough to withstand, the forces that you're putting on it. And if you put too much force, it'll snap right there, just like that. So this is just a PSA. If you plan on getting this figure, when you are wrestling with this, try to finesse it by the wheels. The trick is to finesse it by the wheels, because naturally you are going to want to pull on it by the grill, and then the plastic joint there is not strong enough to take that stress. So again, just letting you know, pull by the wheels and you should be fine. Otherwise, you're going to end up like that. So just be careful. Okay, here we have it in his truck mode. And I absolutely love this truck. It's basically like a race truck. It's a really sporty looking race truck. I love where they integrated the ion rifle. Like it literally clips in to the alt mode when you transform it. Like it's a part of it. Like you could either like leave it out or leave it on. And of course you're going to leave it on because there's no trailer for this. But it's beautiful. Look at that. It's very USA. It's very red, white, and blue. It's like a NASCAR semi truck. Optimus Prime alt mode. Transformation was really easy, aside that one issue I had with that first copy. I'm glad to say that, like I said, when you finesse it by the wheels and not by here, you won't break it. Even though I do admit that was my fault. I got overly excited and I put too much pressure on here. But nonetheless, put the stress on the wheels, not here when you're doing the transformation. But otherwise, it's a very, very beautiful truck. The wheels are not rubber. They all do roll. They are painted. And he is just gorgeous. This is a gorgeous old mode. I love it. And it does roll. It does roll quite good. Here we have them with the Siege, Optimus Prime, and their truck modes. And again, as you could see, in truck mode, they're pretty much the same. I mean, yes, the Siege is taller, the Siege is bigger. It's just a smidge bigger. So, again, he's not quite a Voyager, but he's bigger than a Deluxe. And I think he is just a great looking truck. I think he's a win win, you know, in truck mode and his robot mode. Final thoughts here on the Daban model 9913, aka IDW Optimus Prime. I think this is a nifty toy. I think this is a steal for the $20 to $30 that you could find them for. You could get them on eBay, AliExpress. He's not a KO. He's a third party figure. So please don't call this a KO. He is beautiful. Like I said, he is right in between a Voyager and a Deluxe as far as size. He's right in the middle. He's taller than a Deluxe. He's shorter than a Voyager. So if you're okay with that, he is definitely worth it. You will need those Autobot stickers. He does not have a matrix chamber because his chest stores his head, but that is fine. A lot of other Optimuses don't have a matrix in it. We've just been spoiled as of late. No wrist articulation, and some of the parts during transformation are highly sensitive. So if you could get past all that, then this guy has a home in your collection. Or if you're a fanatic of Optimus Prime and you just want all the Optimus Primes, I definitely give him 2 thumbs up. Go ahead and pick him up. I want to thank you guys for clicking on this video. Please share, hit that like button, and subscribe. And as always, guys, no matter the time of day, time of night, no matter where you are in life, remember to smile. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.